Rogers TV Durham would like to acknowledge that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation of the Mississauga Nation. May we respectfully honor the knowledge and understanding of the Indigenous stewards of these ancestral lands and ensure that the voices of the First Peoples are represented in our collections, programs, and services.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers nor Rogers TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of At the Heart of Business. I'm your host, Judith Tate. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and their successes. I'm so excited to introduce my first guest, Jackie Partyka. Welcome, Jackie.
Hello, good morning. Thank you very much for having me today.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for being our first in-studio guest. That's awesome.
Yay.
So, okay, you have this amazing business, as we can see. It's called Jackie's Natural Products. So tell us about Jackie's Natural Products.
Well, it started as a turn in the betterment of my health and my family's health and taking back control of everything that I do with my body and my family's body and controlling the ingredients for everything that I make, stuff that would typically be bought over the counter. It affects our hormones, especially with women. We are susceptible to estrogen mimickers and hormone blockers and stuff like that. And I've suffered with a lot of health issues, and I decided to start doing this for myself and my family, and my health is at its all-time best, and I would like to try and help teach others to do the same.
That's awesome. So you mentioned a few things, as in like why you started it. So what's your deep-rooted reason for starting the business? Was there something happening in your life at the time when you started it? What's your why?
My why was because I was tired and done with getting no help from the medical system. I had PCOS, endometriosis. I had suffered from lots of lymphatic issues to the point where they thought I had leukemia or lymphoma. Turns out I'm not dealing with that, thankfully. But a lot of it had to do with deodorants and antiperspirants and everything, and how it blocks the pores in your underarms, and you're literally trying to detox from that point. And by not allowing it to get out, it just made the infection and all the detox spread. So that was my why.
So that's pretty significant. And I've heard things about like all these products that you get off the shelf and the chemicals that are in these products. And you mentioned something earlier, estrogen mimickers, is that
Mimickers, yep.
Yeah, so how did that impact you at that time in your life? And how does that stuff like that impact women overall?
A lot of chemicals are put into products that we use on a day-to-day basis, over-the-counter stuff, shampoos, conditioners, perfumes, even women's hygiene products. Unfortunately, there's a lot of chemicals and ingredients that are made, and they affect your body. It gets absorbed by your body however you use it, whether it's your skin systems, your digestive systems, your reproductive systems, stuff like that. And once you find out that a lot of these products actually can screw with your hormones, they actually affect your fertility, they affect your moods, they affect other bodily functions. Excuse me. So when I found that out, I decided to try and research all the ingredients, how it affects the body. Soy products tend to mimic estrogen, can throw your hormone balance off.
Yeah.
Too much consumption of soy can do that.
Yes.
Too much chemicals, fragrance oils, stuff like that will affect and pretend to be estrogen and mimic it and screw your hormones over.
Yeah. Okay. That's a whole different topic altogether. I love that. I know we could talk about that all day. When it comes to business leadership, in business, like there's so much pressure. There's pressures to conform, comparing yourself to other people, trying to keep up with what other business owners are doing. you have to kind of establish your own values and your own boundaries. And how do you stay true to those values?
Staying true to those values is always open communication. There's lots of other women and lots of other businesses like mine that do the natural products. My thing is I'm always open, I'm always transparent. Communicate. Hey, can we maybe trade secrets? Can we trade recipes? Have you found that this ingredient is sourced and it is a trustworthy source? So by staying true to the open communication and communicating with other businesses and saying, I want to see you succeed, help me succeed, and I'll help you succeed. Together we'll build up the community and build up our businesses.
I love that.
Thank you.
And how exactly do you do communication and connecting with other women? What does that look like for you?
For me, I tend to do like vendors markets, crafters markets, stuff like that. And I'm a very sociable person by nature, and I love to talk to people, and I want to hear people's stories, and I want to hear people's successes. I want to hear people's failures, and be like, I want to be a part of your journey. I'll share with you, and I'll be vulnerable with you as well. Yeah. So by doing so, I get to network, and I get to talk to a whole bunch of other women entrepreneurs as well. And by being true to myself and who I am, and being very caring and loving, I've helped foster really good relationships and friendships. And I just keep that on the regular, you know, always make time to say, hey, how's your project going? Or got anything exciting?
That's great. So how, in business, like often we can have failures. Have you had any failures that had a significant impact on you, or were they a blessing in disguise?
You can have it both ways. You can have that I've had failures. The biggest critic is yourself, within yourself and on yourself. So understanding that I can be proud, but also be very critical, but not overcritical of myself. That's been something I've been working on. And in regards to being able to celebrate the challenges as an opportunity, the blessing side of things, okay, well, this product didn't work, but because it didn't work, it allowed me to research and do my due diligence to better improve the formula or figure a new product that would work in its place. So. Opportunities. That's great.
And I love that you put it that way, because I've always believed that there aren't really any failures. It's an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to improve, and even an opportunity to teach others. So that's really good. It's super powerful. All right. So as far as success goes, we often define success in financial terms. What does success mean to you?
Success means to me where I feel validated, I felt like I've made an impact, I've made a difference, and it's also affected those around me, not just myself, my family, my friends, my coworkers, my colleagues, or a neighboring business. And it's like I was able to listen to their problem, give them some advice or some tips and pointers, and it's like, look at them go. And it's like, I'm celebrating my success, yes, but at the same time, success isn't just based on me. It's based on the community as a whole, and as, you know, other women entrepreneurs and seeing their successes. I'm successful too, because I'm celebrating in that with them.
That's excellent. I love that. It's very collective for you.
Thank you. Yes.
And speaking of success, like I've looked at all your products, and you've got a lot of stuff and a lot of exciting projects happening. So tell us a bit about what we see here on the table.
Alrighty, so if we would like to start over here on my beautiful travel tins, we have my newly labeled and designed products. So there's chest, cough, and cold rub right here at the front. There's a vegan option, which is made with Candelia wax, and then there's the normal traditional beeswax, which is locally ethically sourced from Port Hope. Those are your vapor rub substitutes. Okay. So instead of going to the Vicks, this is a more all-natural, it's made with beeswax, it's made with essential oil, stuff that actually is meant to help your body heal and also to help your body stay healthy without throwing anything out of whack with your hormones or with aggravating any other underlying issues. There's a bug off balm and after bite balm that I've made to protect yourself against ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, stuff like that. Because of the beeswax in it, it actually protects your skin by adding a light layer, and they can't actually latch onto your skin and penetrate the skin. So it's good for outdoorsy types.
Okay.
There's a homemade natural sunscreen and after sun care kit as well. And those again are completely all natural. There's no chemical cancer causing agents or ingredients, made with essential oils tailored to help your body protect your body without, again, throwing anything out of whack. My favorite 2 products that are here is the Triple B butter, and that's for like post and during pregnancy women's bodies, from boobies to bellies to butts. And it helps with, excuse me, stretch marks. It helps with flaking, dry skin, helps with the overall conditioning of your body, so it's a good thing. And then there's my diaper rash cream, which is got lemongrass and lavender, and it's meant to help calm the skin and without irritating it. We have a facial cleanser, facial moisturizer, face mask, a CBD pain relief cream. We have my other products here. Recent project collaboration. It's crystal infused perfume spritzers, lash and brow serum, my beautiful lip balms here made with essential oils, not fragrance oils or flavors. And then we have these beautiful ladies here. We have my hormonal salve, or hormonal tincture I should say. You can have it in a roller application as well. And then there's some other tinctures, from beard oils to hair serums, and some CBD topical tinctures.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So where do you see your business heading, say 5 years from now, and what's your plan to get there?
To be honest, I'm completely humble. I don't really have any super ambitious goals or trajectories that I'd like to follow, but I would like to hopefully inspire others to question everything that they've been taught and start questioning what's in the products that they use and try to make them themselves and try to do something for themselves and take back their control of their lives. I mean, it would be nice to have some of my stuff on shelves in retail stores, but I really like the one-on-one sense of community and connection that I get by doing markets and shows, and that's what I plan for the future.
And that's how we met, at a market. That's great. Okay, so you mentioned, encouraging people to make it themselves. Like, so does that mean you might do some workshops to teach people? That's
I would
awesome.
be more than happy to teach. Like, I could come to your place, we could do Zoom meetings, whatever the case, have a girls' night and be like, all right, I'll help supply the ingredients and I'll give you all the itinerary and everything like that. Let's do this together. Let's grow together. Let's change for the better together.
That's awesome. So, being a mom, business owner, partner, how do you maintain that balance in your life?
To be honest, I have ADHD and I can't sit still. And I'm just always go, 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 go.
Yeah.
So, yes, I have 4 kids and I am very doting spouse, and I have a full-time career once I go back to work after mat leave. But my business and doing my products and researching, that's my calm time. That's my me time. It's grounding, it's centering, and it's like, if I'm having a stressful day at work or the kids are just nonstop, I go and I do my business because it calms me, it relaxes me, it centers me, and it grounds me. And it's like, this is a higher purpose than myself. This is what I'm doing for the greater good of the community.
Great. And what actionable advice would you give to women starting their business journey right now?
I would say connect with anyone and everyone you can. Ask questions. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to get out of your box.
Yes.
Challenge yourself. Reach out for support. You see someone that's doing something and you'd like to know about it, ask questions. Introduce yourself. Don't be afraid. We are here for each other. We're here to help support each other, and we truly can't achieve a better, brighter future if we don't connect together and help each other.
Thank you so much, Jackie. This was wonderful.
No problem.
And to our viewers, stay tuned. We will be speaking with Lisa Aquilina next.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
on in, take a seat. Or better yet,
look at this crowd on his feet.
for aggressive D and knockdown threes, athleticism and speed, for Spicy P.
Spicy P, lit it on the big stage.
Yes, this season brings change. Yes, this team has turned the page. But it's still a no G thing, always a Scotty B thing. When you want everything Raptors, nothing but Sportsnet.
This is Rogers TV.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to At the Heart of Business. At the Heart of Business is a conversation with women in business discussing their challenges and successes. I am your host, Judith Tate, and our next guest is Lisa Aquilina. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
So, Lisa is a personal development coach and branding strategist.
Yes.
So, tell us a bit about your business. Tell us about Lisa.
Well, I work with individuals and businesses on both personal and professional coaching. So, how to enhance your mindset, which will ultimately help enhance your life. So, I really love helping people to basically renovate their life, renovate their business, kind of elevate to a new level of success and happiness, and follow their passion. It is my passion to see that happen. Yeah.
I love the way you put that. Renovate their life.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that? That's really neat.
I think, there's a lot of wordplay,
Yeah.
and a lot of people think about being, positive, but that only comes in handy so much. I think what really helps to create transition and sustainable success in our lives and change is when we take a look at what we have and decide, okay, what stays and what goes. No different than when you do a good spring cleaning, when you do a good purging in your home, right? It's what's serving me, what isn't.
Yeah.
And the things that you love, that you keep, how do you, make them better? How do you enhance them? The things that are no longer in alignment with you, you simply get rid of. And when you get rid of those things that aren't in alignment with you, you have more room to rise and grow and step into a better version of yourself.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
So you are known for your brand Stilettos and a Stroller.
Yes.
And now you're Lisa, the personal development coach and brand strategist. How did you make that transition?
So Stilettos and a Stroller was more of a creative outlet for me. It started kind of as like a blog and on Instagram when I first made the professional leap from my corporate life to entrepreneurship. And so it was just a place for me to share all the things that I love, beauty, fashion, but most importantly, it was a place for me to give advice and share words of wisdom and motivation. And from what started as like a blog, quickly turned into a full-blown brand. And I could see and feel, and I was receiving the feedback that I was making a very big impact on people's lives. And so from there, it just grew, and everyone kept saying, this is what you love to do. Why aren't you doing more of this? And then I would get asked to, have a speaking engagement at this women empowerment event or at this company. And it just grew organically. And so I think like anything that we start, we never know what's going to come of it.
Yeah.
And it just really encouraged me to start a brand. I'm very particular about branding. That was a big part of what I used to do as well. And so the coaching and the branding and the business element just kind of all married into one. And I've never been one to put myself in one box. I never will either. Yeah. And so this is just my way of being a multi-passionate entrepreneur and extending my services and the things that I love to do on all levels, basically.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I really like that name, Stilettos and a Stroller. So how did you come up with
the name?
Those two words put together? It's just like it's.
Well, I love stilettos.
Yeah.
But the blog started right after I gave birth to my first biological daughter, and I'm a stepmom as well. And I really wanted to empower women to understand that they could be this and that. They could be a mom and still a career woman. Oh, they could pursue their passions while still being, a wife or a mom or a sister or whatever it is. You can be both. You don't have to choose. You don't have to put yourself in one box. And I think the more roles you play, you're more of an inspiration to your children as well, because they get to see you modeling what's possible. So that was really the inspiration behind the name, is that, here's me all dressed up, ready to go and take on life with my babies. And now I have 2 daughters, and I've never looked back. I'm still moving forward in my business, and they get to, watch alongside me.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it. And how old are they?
They're 8 and 5 now.
Oh my
know.
gosh.
It's crazy.
They must be so proud of their mama.
It's crazy, and yet I'm still 25. No.
Well, you
Not a
look it.
day's gone by. Oh, thank you.
Okay, so what kind of challenges have you had in your business that's really created a significant impact on your life?
So there's been 3 very pivotal moments in my life and in my career. One was when I transitioned from corporate to entrepreneurship. That happened really quickly.
Okay.
And it came with a lot of kind of life-altering things. But one of the things that really stood out to me in that time is I kind of went through an identity crisis, where I think a lot of us get very attached to our titles and our roles.
Yes.
And all of a sudden I was in a place of like, well, who am I? The second really big event, we lost my oldest stepson, so my husband's firstborn, when he was just 24 years old. And it was very sudden and very tragic. And my daughters were very, very little. And it's really hard to recover from something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're meant to. I think when you go through something that has that big of an impact, that is so life-altering, you have a choice on how you handle it and how you choose to show up either defeated or even more of a resilient, stronger being. And so I take what we went through as a family, I take, the difficulty of that situation, and I've applied that level of strength and resilience to my business. Life is not perfect, and it's never going to be just like this. And sometimes things are going to happen that are unexpected, but to me, that's just life asking you, when I push, are you going to push back? And I've been faced with a lot of those. And so I think from there, that situation led to some health challenges.
Okay.
And I went through some health challenges for 2.5 years that were quite severe. I wasn't able to swallow, so I was on liquids for 18 months. It's a whole thing. But in that time, I had a lot of plans for my business, and interviews and webinars and courses and all these things. And I didn't have a voice because of medications and things that I was on, and I was very weak. And so all of these big dreams just suddenly were on pause.
Okay.
And I was like, is this even going to happen?
Wow.
And all I kept thinking is, yeah, it's going to. Just not right now. I was meant to pause. There's power in the pause.
Yes.
There's a reason sometimes we have to stop.
Oh,
right?
Love it.
And reset. So I really took that experience. It challenged my faith. It challenged my resilience. It challenged a lot of things. But if I'm going to teach that, then I have to be an example of that.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like the universe, life saying, well, here's going to be, here's a few big challenges for you to go through so that you can help other people navigate through those challenges in their own life. So that's how I look at all those experiences as like a teaching and a lesson for me, so that I could help and guide others through their own lessons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
That's a mouthful.
lot. Oh my goodness. Well, I commend you for
Thank you.
moving forward, continuing on.
Thank you.
Because there's a lot of people that go through challenges and they just let it stop them.
Yeah.
And you are clearly unstoppable.
Oh. Thank you.
That is,
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
seriously, that's a lot.
It is.
So how has that impacted your leadership style, or just how you lead in business? Because that's like a whole leader right there.
Yeah, I think when you go through things like that, like the loss of a child, life-threatening health situations, I always saw myself as a compassionate person, but this was a whole new level.
Yeah.
And now I have such tremendous compassion and understanding for people, and I understand that what you see is not always who they are. We're multi-layered human beings. Yes. And life creates new layers. And so sometimes the versions of people we see aren't who they are, it's what they've experienced. Yeah. And I think going through all these things has really helped me to understand where people are coming from, how to meet them at that level, and kind of how to, here's my hand, and if you want to walk through this together, I can help you, because I've been there. I've walked, that path. Yeah. And I think the challenge is there's, like any other industry, the personal development industry can be very oversaturated. Yeah. And it's very easy to recite the words and wisdoms, like a wisdom of other people. But when you're somebody who's actually gone through certain things in life, people can feel that, and they trust you, and they understand that, like, if you can get through it, if you're the modeling possibility, then I can too. And so that's how I apply it to my business every day.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It is true that people, they buy from you. It's because of you. And
Yes.
especially when you're like the face of your brand or your business. It's so important to have a certain set of values and be
Yes.
true to those values.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned that in the personal development space, like it can be very saturated. So how do you stay true to those values?
I think one of the things that I've learned throughout my entire career, all levels and angles of it, is when you are very aligned with your ethics and your values and who you are, and you keep integrity at the forefront of everything that you do, you can't be steered off course. It's very easy to lose touch, especially when you can find yourself in a place of competition really quickly. Social media is so big, so you can go down that rabbit hole very quickly. But for me, I've really learned how to tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. And like, does this feel good for me? Does it work for me? And it's gotten me where I am today. Because I didn't allow myself to go right or left. I just stayed on track and stayed true to who I am.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're obviously very successful.
Oh.
Well, I see you as being successful.
Thank you.
It's funny you laugh at me.
No, I'm just laughing because it's like, I feel like I'm just getting started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but you've built, like, this is like your second business.
Yes, my second
and
business.
You've built a whole new brand and you're starting another one, and it just kind of transitions. So that's major success. Like,
Thank you.
A lot of people don't even get started.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
And
that's
not
true.
to do the comparison, game,
But it's true.
You have to start.
Yeah. Me
So
too.
often success is defined in financial terms. What's your definition of success?
Great question. I think the financial reward is simply symptomatic to the work that you do and the way in which you do it. To me, though, ultimate success is like, how do you feel? What's your life really filled with? And for me, I want a life filled with like health, energy, joy, happiness. I want to laugh and smile till my cheeks hurt,
Yes.
And it's very easy to get caught up in the financial reward. But when you make how you feel and what your life looks like every day, what it feels like, what it's filled with, the main focus, the finances come. That part of the success comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so true. I love it.
Yeah.
And what words of advice would you have for a woman starting out in any kind of business journey?
How much time do you have? No.
I think you got about 2 minutes left.
Okay, so I'll give the Coles Notes version. I think number one, just start.
Yeah.
It's never going to feel perfect, and I'm a perfect example of that. Yeah. Everything used to have to be like this, and now I just kind of dive in. Stay true to who you are, and don't get caught up in competition and comparison. When you see somebody succeeding, especially another woman, stay away from the must be nice and change it to must be possible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen
it's a game
to you.
changer. Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh, Lisa. This
you.
was a fantastic conversation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And thank you to our viewers for watching, and tune in next time for another episode of At the Heart of Business.
Call the Rogers TV Viewer Response Line